So let's now go on to yoga for headaches. There are many different kinds of headaches. Some, like tension headaches and migraines, are fairly common. Others, like sinus headaches or headaches caused by brain tumors, are relatively rare. Various treatments are recommended for dealing with headaches. Yoga asanas and breathing can help too, though mostly with tension type headaches. Everyone gets a tension headache now and again, but if you suffer from this type of headache habitually, it's important to consult a doctor or other health practitioner to treat the pain and work to resolve the ultimate source of tension. When treating a tension headache with asanas and breathing, it's important to start practicing as soon as possible after you start to feel the pain. Once the headache is established, it will be very difficult to alleviate. So let's now take a look at some of the yoga positions that can be used to alleviate a headache. Let's take a look firstly at the child's pose, also known as Balasana. Just follow these simple steps. 1. Kneel on the floor. Touch your big toes together and sit on your heels, then separate your knees about as wide as your hips. 2. Exhale and lay your torso down between your thighs. Broaden your sacrum across the back of your pelvis and narrow your hip toward the navel so that they nestle down onto the inner thighs. Lengthen your tailbone away from the back of the pelvis while you lift the base of your skull away from the back of your neck. 3. Lay your hands on the floor alongside your torso, palms up, and release the fronts of your shoulders toward the floor. Feel how the weight of the front shoulders pulls the shoulder blades wide across your back. 4. Balasana is a resting pose. Stay anywhere from 30 seconds to a few minutes. Beginners can also use Balasana to get a taste of deep forward bend, where the torso rests on the thighs. Stay in the pose from 1 to 3 minutes. To come up, first lengthen the front torso, and then with an inhalation, lift from the tailbone as it presses down and into the pelvis. One thing you should note though is that you can do the child's pose when you get tired, out of breath, or need to rest. Simply pick up with your exercises again when refreshed. Child's pose is also a great way to quickly alleviate stress at any time. So let's now take a look at the standing forward bend. Just follow these simple steps as before. 1. Stand in a relaxed position with your hands on your hips. Exhale and bend forward from the hip joints, not from the waist. As you descend, draw the front torso out of the groins and open the space between the pubis and top sternum. As in all the forward bends, the emphasis is on lengthening the front torso as you move more fully into the position. 2. If possible, with your knees straight, bring your palms or fingertips to the floor slightly in front of or beside your feet, or bring your palms to the backs of your ankles. If this isn't possible, cross your forearms and hold your elbows. Press the heels firmly into the floor and lift the sitting bones toward the ceiling. Turn the top thighs slightly inward. 3. With each inhalation in the pose, lift and lengthen the front torso just slightly. With each exhalation, release a little more fully into the forward bend. In this way, the torso oscillates almost imperceptibly with each breath. Let your head hang from the root of the neck, which is deep in the upper back, between the shoulder blades. 4. This pose can be used as a resting position between the standing poses. Stay in the pose for 30 seconds to 1 minute. It can also be practiced as a pose in itself. 5. Don't roll the spine to come up. Instead, bring your hands back onto your hips and reaffirm the length of the front torso. Then press your tailbone down and into the pelvis and come up on an inhalation with a long front torso.